Mm-hmm.
AMD's event, their CPU event, where they release Ryzen 3, well, Zen 3 Ryzen
Yeah, Zen
processors, the
3.
Ryzen 5000 processors.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Thursday, and
Yeah,
we got a good look at the upcoming CPUs. They said they're gonna beat Intel in gaming, which is a big
yeah.
claim. It's something that
That's that's a big claim. I mean, it's just something that they haven't really achieved yet, right?
yeah, they were crushing them in productivity for the past, well, since Zen 1, since the original Zen.
Yeah.
But they had that the caveat for every gamer was like, yeah, Ryzen is good, but it's not like if you want the most for gaming, you had to go Intel.
Yeah.
But they're claiming that that may be changing, and based on the slides that they showed, might be true.
Yeah, some of those charts, so some of those stats that they were showing were pretty interesting. And I would say that they really did with some of the testing that they did, they really did put, their both their and Intel CPU in probably like the best circumstance it could be in, where there's really nothing. It's not like they use their own, GPU or anything. They use Nvidia's 2080 Ti. You
Yep.
could actually go and check out we did a live, reaction to everything when the announcement was being made, so you can go check that out on Twitch. We'll link everything down below. So if you do want to see the event with some of our commentary on it, go check that out.
Yeah. So we got three new processors from the release on Thursday.
Hmm.
Uh, the core counts on these processors, my god. Like a few years ago, if you had told me that we would get these sorts of processors in the mainstream market for less than $500,
Yeah.
I would tell you you're crazy. I would want some of whatever you were smoking. But
And
they
that's just a ghost to show you, like, what law is it again?
Moore's law,
Yeah, Moore's law. Yeah, yeah,
Moore's
yeah.
law, yeah.
That it goes to show you, hey man, tech advances and it moves quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got wait, did I say three? No, we got four. I forgot they surprised us with the
Oh yeah,
5950X at the end.
5950. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like the stock is as like goes from, they skipped the 4000, so they're not the previous Zen 2 was 3600, 3700, and so on. But they already have mobile, like the laptop CPUs that are 4000.
Yeah.
So just to avoid confusion, they skipped 4000, went straight to 5000, and we got the 5600X, the 5800X, 5900X, and the 5950X. Now the 5600X is a 6-core 12-thread processor, and that's starting at 299. With a
Mm-hmm.
base clock 3.7 boost up to 4.6. And then we got the Ryzen 7 5800. That's 8 core, 16 thread, and with a base 3.8 up to 4.7. And then
Mm-hmm.
we got the 5900, a 12 core, 24 thread beast of a CPU. 12 core, 24 threads.
Yep.
Those, a few years ago, 12 core, 24 thread was exclusive to high end desktop or server.
Yeah, those were server grade, stats we're talking about.
Yeah. So, and the clocks on it is 3.7 base, 4.8 boost, and if that wasn't enough, they dropped the 5950X, which is 16 cores and 32 threads on a mainstream. Like I can't hammer this home enough. A mainstream processor.
That's doubling everything that the Ryzen 5800X is in terms of core count and thread count.
Yeah, and that boost the base frequency on the 3950X is 3.4 gigahertz, boost up to 4.9.
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't crossed that 5 gigahertz threshold, which makes me a bit skeptical about their claims beating the 10900K, because
Yeah.
in gaming in the past, what's always been true is that clock speed is king. The
Hmm.
CPU with the higher clock speeds usually do better in gaming. So the fact that they didn't pass that 5 gigahertz mark and the 10900K has, and that's part of the reason what makes it the best gaming chip on the market. I don't know. That's why I'm skeptical. I want to wait for reviews. But
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's also like one of those cases too where I don't think that this is one of those cases where they're being conservative, with the 4.9 gigahertz, because sometimes companies do that, right? They're much more conservative with their numbers, so people are pleasantly surprised. But I think if they could reach those dependably, they would have advertised that. They would have said that for sure, you know?
yeah, and AMD in the past, they usually release their processors with well, not the highest possible clock, but there usually isn't that much overclocking headroom. So they don't
Hmm.
release the CPUs with the with they don't like gimp them. I should say
Hmm.
they try to push them as far as they could, like
Yeah,
stock.
yeah, yeah.
The pricing. I forgot to mention the pricing. So the 5600X is going to be $299. So that's a 12 thread processor for $299. And the 5800 is $449. The 5900 would be $549. And
Hmm.
then the 5950X would be $799. So there's just a slight price increase from the last gen. It's like a $50 more on
Yeah,
each
about
part.
on each model.
Yeah, from on each model.
Yeah,
Which if they're beating them in gaming, if they're beating Intel in gaming, that price increase is probably justified.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because then this is literally just the best you could get on the market if they're beating Intel. We'll have to see how the different processors stack up against the Intel CPUs. Especially the one that I'm most interested in is that Ryzen 5 5600, because that looks like it's there to compete with the Core i5 10600K, which
Right,
has been a gaming beast of a CPU. Like that thing doesn't bottleneck a 2080 Ti. So
right.
it's been a so if that beats it, then I'll be really impressed with that.
Yeah, and, what's the price on that?
The 5600, that's
No,
the
the Intel,
10600. I
text yeah,
believe it's $230. I could let me double check that.
because it's just one of those cases where, like, this pricing overall, while it is a little bit more expensive, I mean, that's to be expected, but obviously over time it'll drop. But either way, if this is going to be better than what Intel is pushing out, then I'd say the price is most likely justified, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's like definitely if it's better than the prices, they're justified. So the 10600, oh that's the 10, yeah, the 10600 is $262. So it
So it's
looks
about $30 more.
so it's about $30 more. We'll see if it's worth $30 more in performance. See how it stacks up.